Today I'm going to be changing the sprocket on my MS290. The chain is starting to bind up, not wanting to go around very good, and the sprocket is just flat wore out, so we're going to change it. It's the first one I've done, so I guess we'll learn together. First we'll take the bar off. Yeah, it is really wore out. There's a C clip in here we need to take out. And be sure not to lose. Well, here's the old one versus the new one. As you can see, it is very wore out. I've had this saw probably 10 years. I'm not sure exactly. This is the original sprocket, and it's had a lot of use. So we'll get that put back on here. There's a little notch on here, and there's a pin that you can barely see in there. Then we put our washer back on, put our C-clip back on, and we should be good to go. Well, we had a problem. When I pulled that C-clip off, it went straight up in the air. I have no idea where it landed. So we're going to try something a little different here. I took a washer and ground it down. It looks like it's going to work. See if we can get it on here. I really don't have time to run to town right now and buy a new part, so we're going to try to do with what we got. It's kind of on there. I don't really like it though. There, it looks a lot better. Yeah, I think that'll work actually. There, that ought to work. If it don't work, I guess it'll fly apart. Well, that should be a big improvement. I was going to look how many teeth this one had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's an 8 tooth, and we're going down to a 7 tooth. I think it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Yeah, it's a 7 tooth. The man at the saw shop was saying that'll give it more power, more low end torque. Since I'm running a 25-inch bar, which is actually a little large for this saw, but for what I do, it does great. We'll spray it down with some cleaner yet. Just clean some of the gunk out of here. Might as well while we have it apart. Let that dry just a bit. Like I said, I've had this saw, I'm guessing around 10 years. This has been one of the most trouble-free saws I've ever had. It just works. Okay, let's put this back on and see if it works better. Clean this up a little bit here. So let's get this put back together. I like to spray it down with some grease. This helps things out. On your bar, you always want to make sure these little holes are cleaned out. There, that should be better. We'll slide this on here. I think Stihl recommends 18 to 20 inch bar for this saw, but a 25 works too, if you're careful. Put the cover back on. Get this thing tightened up where it should be. You always want to put pressure up on the end of your bar when you're tightening your chain, or it's going to not be correct. That looks about right. Still got gas. Let's fire it up and see how it does. That's way better. Before, the chain wouldn't even rotate by itself. It was so tight and bound up in that wore out sprocket. So I guess we'll retension the chain a little bit. Looks like it has a little too much slack in it. You want to have it where when you pull up, you can get about one tooth there. See one tooth out of the groove. That's how I usually like to run mine. Yeah, that looks about right. Snug her back down. You don't have to make these crazy tight either, because they're just decently tight. About perfect. Now we'll go cut some wood. Thanks for watching.